Disney Snow White, the live-action remake of the animated Walt Disney classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, is about to end its theatrical run. And after about 6 weeks at the box office, it has barely cracked the $200 million mark worldwide. Surprisingly, this gives Rachel Zegler more power than Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, as she appears to be able to erase half the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, profits, at least. One thing that can't be erased is you, the greatest audience on YouTube. And while Disney may not like when their profits get erased, we hope that you will like this video by clicking that like button down below, and let's get started. For Disney, one of their greatest successes of the year 2024 was Deadpool and Wolverine. That movie came in over $1 billion and made quite a bit of money for the Walt Disney Company, even though it was really an homage to all the Fox Marvel properties now that Disney owns them. As a matter of fact, the movie itself made fun of Disney, and for good reason, because all the profit that they may have made from a movie like that, well, it's probably been completely erased by Snow White. Yeah, that movie's an abysmal failure. Let's get the story up on the screen out of thatparkplace.com. You know it, you love it. If you haven't bookmarked it, please bookmark it out of thatparkplace.com. Disney touts the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, but most of that film's profits were consumed by Snow White failure. Written yesterday, April 29th, by Mr. M. Montanaro. There she is, Princess Farquaad, apparently. While Deadpool is impervious to physical harm against supervillains, the Mark with a Mouth truly bet his match this year at the hands of Snow White, played by Rachel Zegler. That is probably exactly the expression of how those two would look at Rachel Zegler's Snow White. I love that. That's hilarious. But the real story isn't just what Deadpool and Wolverine earned, it's what Disney lost elsewhere. Because while the House of a Mouse touts its latest win, Snow White has become one of the studio's most expensive failures ever. Early estimates had Snow White starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot finishing between $300 million and $400 million globally. Those estimates have now dropped to just $225 million, with a production and marketing budget reportedly exceeding $500 million. The film is now tracking towards a potential loss of $300 million or more. That figure effectively wipes out a majority of the profit earned by Deadpool and Wolverine. In other words, while one movie saved face for Marvel, another sank the ship for Disney's broader theatrical division. It's a tale of two movies. One fans actually wanted, and the other they never asked for. It's true. It's true. Nobody wanted a Snow White live-action remake. Certainly not a woke one. Not a good way to go. Deadpool and Wolverine thrived by embracing the very tone and humor that made the character iconic. Hugh Jackman's return as Wolverine, surprise cameos from across the Marvel multiverse, and a tight marketing strategy that included a Super Bowl trailer and Comic-Con appearance made it a can't-miss event. Even Disney's typically PG-13 shackles were loosened to let the movie go full tilt. Fans responded. Snow White, on the other hand, was plagued with controversy from the start. Rachel Zegler's viral comments about the original 1937 animated classic being weird, and outdated drew ire from longtime Disney fans. The film's early production photos, which showed a CGI-heavy and unfaithful reimagining of the beloved fairy tale, only fueled the backlash. By the time it hit theaters, audiences had already made up their minds. Oh, dopey. You look dopey. What Disney and Access Media aren't highlighting is the net result of these contrasting outcomes. They're treating Deadpool and Wolverine like a standalone success that filled Bob Iger's coffers, but they're not telling you that the losses from Snow White essentially canceled it out. That's not even taken into account underperformers like Wish and the Marvels from the previous cycle, which take a chunk out of other massive successes like Inside Out 2, The trend raises bigger questions about Disney's decision making. Is one blockbuster every few quarters enough to cover the cost of multiple ideologically or creatively mismanaged flops? At some point, Wall Street and shareholders are going to want more than a Marvel movie every 2 years to balance the books. And judging by the box office numbers for Captain America Brave New World, that's not a solid plan either. The truth is, Deadpool and Wolverine didn't just succeed, it had to succeed. It was the studio's lifeline. And while fans should rightly celebrate the return of R-rated Marvel mayhem, they should also know that the profits were already spent plugging a $300 million hole shaped like a misguided, modernized princess movie. For now, Disney can point to the mark with the mouth as proof they still have box office clout, but when the accounting is done, Deadpool didn't save the day. He barely kept the lights on. I mean, we're talking Deadpool not even being able to run a Motel 6. They at least leave the lights on for you. Yes, they do. Look, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, leave comments below. Should Disney even be in the entertainment business? What are they doing anymore? I want to know how you feel about where Disney is in their entertainment offerings between something like Deadpool and Wolverine and Snow White and everything that goes in the middle. Looking forward to Lilo and Stitch coming up. Hopefully that's a good one. But again, will it be erased by other things coming out the rest of the year? We don't know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know before you go out the door.
And after you do leave that comment, if you could be so kind as to please click that like button below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and do click that notifications bell. When you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm and you get notified of all of our uploads here and follow the Bradley's Fun. Thank you so much, and until next time, we will see ya real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.